Do you know the conversion rate in your business? And when I say no, I mean, do you actually measure it and quantify it? Or are you estimating and you think you've got a fair idea about it? Now, just in case you're not certain, your conversion rate is the percentage of people who inquire about buying from you or doing business with you who go on to actually buy and pay. And just in case you don't think that this is really that important, the reason why this is such a fabulous area of your business to focus on is because this is a free way for you to generate more business. You have already generated these leads. You've already put the time, the money, and the effort into doing that. So if you can tweak that conversion rate, let's say you could increase that conversion rate by 10%, that would immediately give you 10% more clients without having to spend any money and without having to put a huge amount of effort in as well. It's absolutely gold dust, but it's also a massively overlooked area of business. So I want to share some tips with you today about what you can do to improve your conversion rate. Now, the very first thing to do is to measure it, and measure it properly and accurately. And it's incredible how many times I have done this with clients who have an estimate of what their conversion rate is. And when we start to measure it, it's almost always lower than they think it is because we forget about the ones that got away. But what they then find is because they start to measure it, they focus on it a little bit more. They take much more responsibility for it. And it's incredible how often it will just naturally start to increase just because of that added focus. So the first thing to do is to measure it properly and accurately. The second thing to do is to have a look at your existing sales process. Think about those clients that choose not to work with you. Think about whether there is a particular point or a moment where you feel like you regularly lose people. Is there a similarity in the point at which people decide not to go ahead with you? Can you see that in terms of it's when you send a quote, or it's straight after a meeting, or they go away and have time to think about it and then things fizzle out? And think as well about any feedback that you get. So people that choose not to buy, do they give you any feedback? Lots of people are going to tell you it's price. It's almost never price. So if you can get any more accurate feedback around what it is that is not quite giving people enough confidence, then you will know how to address that. So what you then really want to think about is when you are in that process of talking to, messaging, liaising with a prospect, what could you do during that process to increase the evidence of your competence, your credibility, your trustworthiness, your professionalism? So things like testimonials or case studies can be a fabulous way to help those prospects to increase their level of confidence in you. It might be that you could put together a page of testimonials. It might be that you've got stuff on your website that you would just want to direct people to beforehand so that they're actually getting to see just how fabulous you are. It might be that you want to add an additional step into your process. So rather than an initial inquiry and then going straight to a meeting, you might want to have an informal conversation first. You might want to send out a little bit of information first. So you can think about all the little steps in the process where you could just tweak something, you could add a little bit of value, you could demonstrate your competence, you could show people evidence of how amazing you are. It might be that you would tweak the way that you talk about or demonstrate what you do. Talk less about the process and the nitty-gritty of what you do and how you would work with somebody, and make sure that you are capturing evidence of your results and talking about successes a little bit more. Because it may well be that you're already generating all the leads you need and you just need to persuade a few more of them to actually turn into regular paying clients. So think about reassurance, credibility, trust and professionalism. And just imagine what a difference it would make to your business if you increase that conversion rate by 10% or 20% or 25%. you probably find that would be very significant to the bottom line of your business. Now, if you think I'm talking absolute gobbledygook, or you get it, but you're really not quite sure where to start for you, then drop me a message and let's have a conversation. We could run a strategy session, or we could talk about some regular one-to-one help if we really need to get your conversion rate maxed and your sales process amazingly, fabulously converting. I hope to see you soon.